How we feeling,
Word, man. Grateful, man. Grateful to be here with all you guys. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all, man.
What's your
You always got my back. I love you.
Next, what'd you think of this fight? What's your reaction of it?
Man, let me tell you, Shakur moved so well. He won every round, and he was just a step ahead with quickness and just with, just the plan himself. Great plan coming in, and he did well. Congratulations.
Man, he better leave that alone.
What did you think of Shakur's performance
He
tonight?
did what he had to do, man. There's always room for improvement. I think he had a lot of stuff he could have did, but he's so talented and gifted, man. You also got to trust what he's seeing in there. We on the outside.
Connor, what was that about right there? What was Shakur saying to you in there?
If he wants it, he can get it next.
Right.
Ultimately, I ain't scared or worried about him.
Well, what did you think? What did you think of his performance?
Yeah, no, it was great performance. He performed really well. But ultimately, I ain't worried about him.
Right.
Madison Square Garden crackled with energy, as if the arena itself sensed a historic night unfolding. Once the opening bell sounded, Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez delivered a contest that felt less like a typical fight, and more like a high-stakes chess match fueled by raw power.
Top performance from Shakur tonight,
just made Teofimo look like a novice. I mean, that's how good he is. 120, 109, 108, I mean, just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Is that what you expected from Shakur? No?
I mean, listen, I expected an incredible performance, but I didn't expect it to be completely one-sided. I mean, he won every round, in my opinion. It like the golfing levels was phenomenal. And I said to Bud, going into 12, he could do 40 rounds, Shakur.
Now we got the main event with Shakur, and I knew that was gonna happen. Everybody be talking all that rah to me. I know boxing, and like I told y'all, we was gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body, and we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is a stoppage. I can't ask for nothing.
Amazing fight. Teofimo is my guy, but I've always been a fan of Shakur. And I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk. Been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. You can tell the difference in skill set.
Shakur opened the fight with precision, using his southpaw jab almost like a tool for mapping out the ring. He constantly maneuvered Teofimo into setups, angled away at just the right moments, and forced him to swing at nothing, steadily wearing down his composure.
Is that what you're saying? He won all 12 rounds?
Well, maybe he lost one, but he won the majority of rounds.
At what time did you realize that this was just going to be Shakur taking over the whole fight?
After the fourth round.
After the fourth round?
Yeah.
Easy work. My brother Shakur spanked his 12 rounds like I told him he would. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of my brother, man. He did his thing, man.
What stood out the most with Shakur right now?
Say it again?
What stood out the most with Shakur?
Huh?
What stood out the most with Shakur tonight versus Teofimo?
Wait, what you said?
What stood out the most?
Oh, boy. I already knew he was going to box his out. Like, he was going to box him out. Easy work, you know?
Never out of control, footwork, timing, shot selection. I actually think he could have stopped Teofimo if he'd have stepped on him. Teofimo looked frustrated, just obviously busted up to the face. He's a phenomenal fighter.
It seems like he couldn't just get it going. He just tried differently going up and down. The counters were getting him.
Yeah.
What could he done differently tonight?
I don't know. It's difficult to box against a great mover like that. And, he tried. He definitely tried. His dad was emotional. He wanted him to do better, but, this is...
Teofimo, however, wouldn't settle for a reactive role. He launched sudden bursts of aggression, changing his rhythm within rounds, darting in with crisp combinations, and then angling away unpredictably, forcing Shakur to pause even for a fraction of a second.
But I think he put on a tremendous performance, and obviously, the level he's at, you always look for things he could do better, you know.
What did you see from the outside that he might?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, like I think it was a lot of body work and stuff like that. He could have touched on, but again, he's in there, you know, so he's seeing stuff, he's feeling the punches. We not, so you got to trust what he's seeing.
Teofimo just couldn't get going.
He put on a what he tried to get going. He just wasn't allowed to.
Teofimo, it seems like he couldn't just get it going. Like, he just tried differently, going up and down. The counters were getting him.
Yeah.
What could he done differently tonight?
I don't know. You know, it's difficult to box against a great mover like that. And, you know, he tried. He definitely tried. His dad was emotional. You know, he wanted him to do better, but, you know, this is...
Definitely did. I feel like he's a fighter, so he tried to fight back. Yeah, I picked him apart. In the second round, I want to say that I told my corner, I said, I'm stronger than he is.
Just enough to make it clear this wasn't a demonstration. It was a battle of wits and reflexes. By the middle rounds, the intensity spiked. Shakur began incorporating punishing body shots, landing sharp lefts after disrupting Teofimo's guard. Teofimo responded with explosive counters and sudden bursts of pressure that sent the crowd roaring. Yet in stretches, Shakur appeared completely untouchable.
Opponent, any disappointment that you didn't stop him because you said even during the fight you wanted to stop him?
No, it's no disappointment. It's boxing at the end of the day. I seen him go out there, and when I was about to stop him, he started fighting back a little bit. So, respect to him. He's a sharp fighter. He got a lot of knowledge, and he did what he did to survive.
What was the difference to me that made the fight? It wasn't about grit. It wasn't about heart. It was about sheer talent. And Shakur displayed that tonight. So.
What did you think about, obviously, Teo's eye? He never seemed to be able to get into it at all. Is that kind of like the experience you had?
He won a round or two, maybe, but that's it. Shakur too dominant. He was able to hit him clean first round, able to avoid shots. Shakur just on his A game. He's sharper, he's stronger, he's better, and now he's a 4-division world champion. I'm so.
Shakur moved with fluidity, pivoting and landing crisp, accurate shots, while Teofimo occasionally turned the tide, driving him to the ropes, unloading heavy hooks, and making it feel like control shifted in real time. Both fighters created those what just happened, moments that had fans on edge and analysts scrambling. As the championship rounds unfolded, it became a battle of resolve versus precision. Shakur remained calm and methodical, choosing his moments carefully, while Teofimo pressed forward relentlessly, throwing with intent and refusing to let the bout slip away. Neither fighter faltered, and neither yielded.
I thought, that we could take risks and do more and whatnot, and as the fight went on, it seemed like it just got better, We was hoping that the pace would, kind of kick in with him and slow him down, but I think it did to a point, but I think, his overall performance, he did well, like I said, we give a lot of respect to him. He's a formidable opponent, and Shakur just came with the game plan and just outscored him. We want to get ahead on the scorecard.
They continued to adapt, counter, and strike relentlessly until the final bell finally brought relief to the roaring crowd. When it ended, both fighters stood exhausted, faces bruised, fully aware they had just produced a battle that would be dissected for years. Some fans left convinced they had witnessed a technical showcase, while others felt raw determination had almost rewritten the playbook. Either way, everyone agreed. This was far more than a simple win or loss. It was a clash of styles, minds, and legacies. Afterward, Terence Crawford stepped forward, calm and analytical, exuding that composed champion energy. And when Bud speaks, people pay attention. He's not just observing, he's breaking the fight down like a master strategist.
Did you think you was really going to beat him up that way?
Yes. I've been told you this. I told you this a minute ago. I said he's not on my level. And I proved it tonight. And shout out to you, bro. You're a hell of a fighter. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you went there and did what you were supposed to do. You dig deep and you did what you were supposed to do, and I'm proud of you.
Crawford praised Shakur for his early command of distance, noting how the opening rounds almost felt like a lesson in range control, while Teofimo seemed eager to jump straight into the heavy exchanges. But Bud also highlighted Teofimo's mid-round adaptations, how he began reading Shakur's movements and sneaking in quick counters during tiny openings. That's when the fight shifted from a technical demonstration to a true tactical battle. Crawford also pointed out the body shots from both fighters, emphasizing how much those punches influenced the rhythm and flow. You could actually see the pace slow just enough for the strategic elements of the fight to become even more dangerous.
What's your reaction to how he performed tonight?
Marvelous. Only thing I didn't like, that he was standing on the ropes too long.
Now, when I saw him on the ropes, I thought he was downloading what Zepeda was doing. It seemed like he was slipping punches and not really taking shots. What did you think?
He was, but at the same time, he was getting hit with little shots that he shouldn't have been getting hit with. And it looked good to the judges, especially keeping somebody on the ropes and, hitting them with the little shots, pressuring them, it just don't.
Then Bud offered that seasoned perspective, noting that neither fighter acted out of fear. They both competed intelligently, just in very different ways. Shakur communicated through precise calculations, while Teofimo expressed himself through raw momentum. Bud particularly admired Shakur's calm and disciplined approach in the later rounds, calling it textbook champion-level execution. At the same time, he acknowledged that Teofimo's relentless pressure showcased why explosive, unpredictable athletes are so dangerous at the highest level. Crawford also emphasized that this bout was a reminder that elite boxing isn't about flashy moments. It's about constant adjustments layered over more adjustments, each with real impact, as if every round was a software patch. Interestingly, Crawford didn't declare a winner in his immediate reaction.
He's trying to prove a point tonight. which he did, but do you think that's a mistake? Should he continue to fight this way? It's more exciting, but he didn't have to take as much punishment, by his own words.
He didn't have to, but a lot of that, you got to give credit to him. He wasn't letting them do what he wanted in there. He wasn't letting them just box his way through the fight. So, he had to stand there and fight him.
Max Kellerman emerged from the fight, sounding like he'd witnessed a masterclass inside the ring. When Max gets analytical like this, it's something special. He described the matchup as a battle of calculation versus instinct. In his words, Shakur was methodically solving problems in real time, while Teofimo was constantly trying to disrupt the plan and turn the whole equation upside down.
Especially when they're not champion anymore, because something went wrong, right, for them to lose their title, and move up and beat that guy. And Teofimo's done. He's a special guy. He's able to be his best when he needs to be his best. When the lights are brightest, he is at his best. And it's been this way throughout his career. And even in the one loss to Kambosos, he had a condition that could have killed him. He kept himself up off the canvas. He rallies late, scores a knockdown, just loses a close.
Kellerman also explored the mental aspect of the fight, noting that it was one of those rare contests where both competitors were simultaneously gaining and losing ground. Shakur controlled the space and dictated positioning, while Teofimo excelled in generating the emotional surges that shift momentum. He highlighted the intensity of the championship rounds, pointing out how both fighters were constantly adapting, recalculating their moves in real time, like chess players suddenly realizing the board was ablaze.
So, but he has a ton of options. He has a Lomachenko rematch. He could do a Kambosos rematch just to do it, right? You could put him with Haney because Haney's moving up. He's the undisputed.
Who's your favorite?
I have to think about it. Devin Haney.
We're going to put you on the spot, man.
Devin, who would I favor? Who do I think would be favored in that fight?
Haney or Lopez, yeah.
Whew, that's a great.
Eddie Hearn jumped in right after Max, shifting into that promoter-turned-analyst mindset, clearly observing the fight through a matchmaking lens. He described the bout as both a commercial and technical triumph, a classic Hearn way of saying it was top-tier boxing and top-tier business all in one night. He emphasized Shakur's composure as the kind of skill set that builds long-term dominance, highlighting his mastery of distance, efficient use of punches, and ability to make the ring feel constrained without relying on excessive volume.
But he's just so good, honestly, and it was a very exciting performance. I mean, he threw a lot of punches. When you're up that close, like I'm sitting there, Shakur's there, when you watch him in the corner, I always say to fighters, eyes wide open, like as in just to see everything, and he sees everything. He's so good, and he's amazing to watch. I felt very privileged to be able to watch that.
While purists admire Shakur's precise, methodical control, Hearn joked that from a promoter's perspective, this fight is a perfect challenge. One fighter delivers show-stopping moments, the other crafts history, and both set up the possibility of rematches. He repeatedly highlighted the psychological battle in the ring, noting how Teo pushed to create openings while Shakur worked to neutralize them, a sharp way to capture the clash of their contrasting styles.
Floyd comparisons?
Do you know what? I don't think I ever watched Floyd live. But yeah, I mean, the comparison is the comfort that he has under pressure. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, he'll be like this, you know, bop, bop, and then he'll, boom, stab to the body. Like, and a boom, like, and it's just, like, I thought it was a very exciting performance.
I know you're going to have talks with him about what's next. What is next for him?
No, like, obviously, you know, that was his contract with us, 2 fights. We'd love to keep him on board, but we've got to deliver for him and we've got to come up with...
When you step back and take it all in, this night wasn't just another fight. It was a live lesson in boxing. Shakur Stevenson came in with precision, strategy, and calm authority, executing a game plan that makes both judges and hardcore fans appreciate the craft. Teofimo Lopez countered with raw energy, sudden shifts in momentum, and explosive athleticism that set the arena on fire. Crawford noticed the layers of adjustments. Kellerman highlighted the clash of calculation versus chaos. Hearn saw a rivalry that sells itself. Bill Haney framed it as philosophy meeting electricity. And Porter described it as geometry smashing into a thunderstorm. Every perspective captured a piece of the truth. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think controlled the action? Who left the bigger mark? And what do you see happening if there's a rematch? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.